Ramp up. Ramp up, Cowboys. Ramp up. Increase what you're doing. Ramp up for those playoffs. Get ready for the playoffs. Right now, this defense is playing at an unbelievable clip. It's scary. What we're looking at every week is a feeding frenzy. I'm looking at a bunch of sharks having a feeding frenzy. That's what I'm looking at. And this is unbelievable what we're witnessing right now. So ramp up. Keep it up. What I like about these Cowboys is something I've seen develop this year. These guys have a true brotherhood. You can tell there's a bond. You can tell how they play. That there's a good, friendly competition, but yet there's a bond. You could tell that they're looking at each other and saying, hey, man, I got your back. Go on and make that play. I got your back. You go and make that play. And we haven't seen this in these parts since the 90s. We've seen some great Cowboy teams. Some very good Cowboy teams, rather. Let's put it like that. We've seen some good ones, led by Tony Romo. And we saw some good defenses. But this defense right here look like they have something to prove. They look like they have a us against the world mentality. And I'm listening to Micah Parsons talk, and I think they're adopting the persona that he keeps talking about. We're a pack of lions. And we're all going to eat. And that's what's happening. Look, man. All right, I understand there was the Hot Boys a few years ago. But that's not intimidating, the Hot Boys. Now, a pack of lions, that's pretty intimidating. These guys don't look like of the Cowboys the past few years. They were waiting to get their endorsement checks, and they were being pretty boys. And they were smiling for the camera, and they were posing for the cameras. These guys look like they're playing like dogs. It look like they're on one mission, and that's to get to a Super Bowl. And they look like they're on one accord. I think one of the plays that we're going to look back on this season and point out pivotal plays, it's going to be when Dak Prescott got pushed out of bounds by the Washington team's player back in D.C. And on the sideline, Ezekiel Elliott and Lyle Collins went off on that player. Hey, man, you do that to one of ours, man, you're going to pay a price. I remember last year when Dalton got hit in the head, no one did anything. Well, that expressed and that explained the state that the Cowboys were in. That's not happening this year. Not on this team, not with these guys. No, we're going to put some punishment on you. And there's a part of me thinking that, you know what, they put a 50 burger on because they remembered that. They remember what that guy did to Dak on the sideline. It became personal. And Heineke, for 2 games, was flustered. Heineke is a cocky quarterback. Got a little Brett Favre in him. But these past 2 games against the Cowboys, he couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle it. He couldn't wait to get out of there. And both games, he didn't finish. They were on him like a pack of wild dogs. Ramp up, Cowboys. Ramp up. What the Cowboys are doing now remind me of the '85 Bears. And they're great defenses. I can name 10 great defenses in the history of defenses in the NFL. But it's how they're doing it that's so impressive. It's a feeding frenzy. These guys are saying, man, we're taking turns. Hey, man, I'm getting them next. No, I'm getting them next. All right, we'll see. I'll meet you at the quarterback. Right, bet. That's what you see here. I was telling the guy back in the barber shop back in May. And he was saying, man, the defense is bad. Man, what y'all gonna do about y'all defense? I told him then. I said, we got some guys coming up that's gonna surprise some people. And I got some more news for you. This defense is going to get better because we still got some people coming. Kevin Joseph hasn't matured yet. Ossie is still a rookie. The defense is the talk of the town right now because we haven't seen anything like this in a long time. And I'm beginning to sense something that's going to validate my comparison to the '85 Bears. Listen closely. They're beginning to have an intimidation factor. Quarterbacks are coming in shaking at the knees. And when you're like that, you're down 10-0 before the game even began. Those '85 Bears, they were. You may as well just give them 10 points and say, okay, the game is going to start, but it's going to be 10-0. I think that's what we're seeing here with these guys. What is the greatest Dallas Cowboy defense I ever seen? That 77 defense was pretty bad, pretty badass. Harvey Martin, Ed Too Tall Jones, Randy White, Cliff Harris, Thomas Hollywood Henderson. That was a badass defense. That was doomsday. And I think that's the best defense I ever seen the Cowboys have. But don't sleep on the ones in the early 90s. The defenses that had Charles Haley, Tony Tolbert, Leon Lett, Chad Hennings, Ken Norton Jr., Darren Woodson, Kevin Smith, Brock Marion. That was a badass defense too. But this defense right here, these guys are young and they're hungry and they don't look like they're intimidated by what they're seeing out there. It looked like the game is slowing down. It looked like while the game is slowing down, it looked like they're speeding up. This is unbelievable what we're seeing now. I don't know if I ever had a time in my entire life watching the Dallas Cowboys that I was looking forward to see the defense. I never seen that. I never had that. My God, man. I wonder what the defense is going to do. Never had that. These prognosticators, these haters, They're stuck in a time warp. You better wake up. You better wake up and look at what's in front of you. These guys are playing at a totally different level. Randy Gregory, Tank Lawrence, Michael Parsons. One of them is going to get you. And if they don't get you, Dorrance Armstrong is going to get you. Neville Gallimore is going to get you. Even Basham is going to get you. Golston is going to get you. These guys can rotate their defensive linemen freely and feel comfortable. And that's what makes them dangerous. See, they can do a up tempo offense now. Something that Dak is very capable of and very comfortable doing. But now it doesn't matter. He can score as quickly as he wants to. We can rotate our front seven. That's fine. Now, what we're going to see, teams are going to start running right at the Cowboys. That's the only thing they have left to do. If I'm an offensive coordinator, that's what I'm going to do. I can't run on the outside of them. I really can't pass. I can't go back and wait 3 seconds and pass. I can't quick pass because these guys play man to man and they're jumping routes. They're going to run right at you, Cowboys. So I'm going to need you to be ready, Carlos Watkins. Be ready, Tristan Hill. Be ready, Neville Gallimore. Because they're coming up the middle. Because that's the only place they can go. That's the only place they can go. Ramp up, boys. Ramp up. And put something on them. If I'm the defense, I'm trying to score. I'm trying to keep everybody under 10. If I'm the offense, I'm trying to put a 40 or 50 burger on everybody. I'm trying to prove a point. I'm trying to leave no doubt whatsoever who the best team in the league is. We're witnessing domination. Like we haven't seen here in a long time. And the way these guys on the sideline loving on one another, congratulating one another, supporting one another, you got a band of brotherhood, man. You got a band of brotherhood. That's going to be tough to beat. Can't be fighting on the sidelines against us. You sure can get whipped. But as a historical perspective, yeah, I would say the best defense I've seen was 77. I think the defenses of the early 80s, those defensive backs with their interceptions, those were some really good defenses too. By the way, they were nicknamed Thurman Thieves after Dennis Thurman. But we discuss all football here, NFL too. And I have to tell you, I haven't seen a bunch of rabid dogs like this since the 85 Bears. And it looks like it's contagious. It's almost funny. So keep talking bad about these boys. Keep on. Keep giving them incentive. ESPN, Fox Sports, NFL Network. Give these boys incentive. Let's see what they're going to do. They're going to take it personal. And they're going to put it on you. as well they should. Well, it's been good talking with you. Been good chopping it up with you. Hey, I'm new to this game. I have a lot of knowledge, but I don't have much experience in front of the camera. And this is my first YouTube channel. I'm going to ask you to subscribe and like what you see, because I need all the love I can get. And I love just chopping it up. I love the history of the Dallas Cowboys. I love the history of the NFL, and I love just saying something. Leave a comment. Leave a comment and let me comment on your comments. We're all in this together, right? And that's what I want to create. I want to create a family. So hit subscribe. Let me be a part of your family. Let me get to know each of you personally. But in the meantime, mad love. Peace out.